Hey, yo, what's going on with it? Once again, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters, otakus, ikimotos out there. This is the one, the only, of course, Mr. Nintendo Sony Freak 2011 Gay Cruising Guide 2009. Of course, you guys are wrestling to Twitch's channel, www.freenow.com, of course, Twitter News on that. All that good stuff. If any people are interested in that best price program, best partnership I ever had, all that good shit. And without further ado, let's begin. And I don't know why I had it here, but I was looking for some pictures and stuff before I did this video. So, anyways, without further ado, let's really begin now. So, it's like the second time I do it this month. I don't know why. But anyways, I actually saw this from like 3 other like articles. There was actually a lot more than that, but there was one for like PC Advisor and the other one was from Tech Gaming, and those two are way too long as fuck to read. This one's kind of sort of long as fuck to read too, but I decided to do it anyways because it seemed to strike my fancy a little bit more, strike my interest a little bit more compared to the other ones. So those were long as fuck to read. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. This was from I don't know if there was somebody that wrote this one. It says posted by Paramount, so I guess the article person that wrote this article was from Paramount. Actually, no, Pramath. Pramath 1605. So shout out to them for making this article. This is a very long one, by the way. The other two I'll leave down below if any people want to read almost 2 hours worth of fucking pages over those paragraphs. They're long as hell. Be advised, use some fucking energy drinks if you're going to be reading any of those bad boys. But anyways, here we go. So it says here at Gaming Ball, this is from Gaming Ball, by the way. We've tried our best, and this is more Nintendo and X news. The other one actually did have a little bit of Xbox One news. I'm just going to do that in a separate video, obviously. So it says here at Gaming Ball, we tried our best. We've tried our best to be your one-stop destination for all Nintendo and X news. We have tried our very best to filter out all of the uselessness, fake speculation regarding Nintendo's upcoming, still unannounced, enigmatic? I don't even know how to even say that say that word. Enigmatic? It's E-N-I-G-M-A-T. Enigmatic, that's how I'm going to say it. Egomatic consoles. And try to look solely at all the facts. We try to analyze just what the NX has been and what its controllers may be like, or why, for instance, it may end up using cartridges instead of discs for the final version. And now, as the NX official announcement is here, and then it says in parentheses, most rumors peg it in for late April announcement, sometime after the releases for Star Fox Zero, parentheses. We've received more and more leaks. One of them was especially massive for the post on Reddit and art designer for what it might be proprietary, protrudely a Western AAA game for the NX decided to leak a lot of details about the Nintendo NX. He declined to reveal what the game or even what kind of game he is allegedly working on. And on the whole, he decided to shy away from giving any hard specs that may end up exposing him. However, he still has a lot to say about the NX. We decided to collate all that information for you and to the presence and to present it to you in one easy digestible article. Is this information true? We do not know yet. What we do know is that if it is, that Nintendo surely has a winner on their hands. Just remember, though, the information could be easily false. We've known there are a lot of fakers out there. Keep a healthy amount of salt on hand as we dive into just what the NX is capable of. And it says in quotation marks, the Nintendo X is something that will probably be delighted for core gamers worldwide. It is, in the developer's words, a response to everyone who has ever wished for a traditional Nintendo console system to go up against PS4 and the Xbox One. Nintendo NX. Information about the NX is coming via the development kit that these guys have they're currently working on an original Western AAA exclusive for the NX, but the first priority is to prepare and to have someone use the versions for multi-platformer titles as ready for the NX by its launch. The NX development kit in question has been described as being a boring black box, which with a boxy controller and a number of ports. The Nintendo NX seems to run on a priority, I guess it's priority or proprietary of OS, which does not seem to be an Android fork, as was often rumored, as except Blu-ray sizes for the Nintendo optical disc instead of cartridges, and is the best developer can estimate. Best developers can estimate. It's a really weird sentence, but whatever, I'll go with it. On track for an early 2017 release. The Nintendo NX is something that will probably be delightful core for core gamers worldwide. It is, in developers' words, a response to everyone who has ever wished for a traditional Nintendo game console system against the PS4 and Xbox One with not much gimmicks, but of course, some Nintendo quirks, the specs. This is probably the part where most people are reading the features are interested in. So let's cut right to the chase and explain exactly what the NX is allegedly used for. The NX uses the ARM Architech. Is a little bit. They showed us these little bullet points, by the way, just in case people want to see yourself. It is a little bit more powerful than a PS4. Any games that run onto the PS4 will run on the NX with ease. That said, porting is a little bit harder than a simple copy-paste job because the NX is on ARM rather than X86. Thankfully, most modern engines are flexible and intercompatible between the X86 and the ARM. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and time speculating what the hell the ARM is. So it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to get some games running. Nintendo NX apparently uses 8 gigabytes of GDDR5. That's a really big tongue twister. RAM. That is said that the developers did say that a substantial amount of of this could end up being reserved for the OS, like on the PS4, Xbox One, or even the Wii U. The developer kit comes with a 1 TB, I know that means terabyte, HDD on board. And the developer pointed out that this could be just for the developer version. However, that final consumer version may not necessarily ship with much storage needed space. And they go and say quote unquote quotation marks again. A lot of quotation marks in this article, holy shit. It is a little bit more powerful than a PS4. Any game that runs on a PS4 will run in the NX with ease. The controller. Undoubtedly the second most important bit about the NX, and the one that has been on its focus the most, has been one of the most speculation and most false leaks, is the controller. This is understandable. Nintendo has always been known to be experimental with their other controllers, and often lenient for people that said with that said experiments. People are a fair bit cautious of the NX right now because for all they know, the controller ends up having another crazy gimmick that just gets in the way. From what the leaker has described, however, this does not seem to be the case. And the leaker goes in a little bullet point format if any people are fucking grammar Nazis. The leaker pointed out that this recent leaks were very obviously false. That said, he did create them for getting some of the stuff right. For instances, the entire controller surface is a screen. Saying that really funny little slanted mark. And that the shoulder buttons are scroll wheels, and that can also be clicked. With that out of the way, the leak controller's most controversial element is the oval shapes that the touches only the controllers that are very false. They're all false. The NX controller seems to be rectangular in shape, and that has a physical D-pad, physical shoulder buttons, and that triggers physical face buttons and 2 full blown out analog sticks, all opposed to nubs or sliders. The controller has no physical start or select buttons, and it says in parentheses again, these show up as touch buttons contextually of the controllers. It has a physical home button. The controller surface is the screen. And the screen controllers around are the buttons, but not for the analog sticks. They're basic, are opaque. It is an exciting piece of tech which allows for the president, or actually no, which allows for persistence, second screen functionality. As opposed for the remote plays streaming, comparisons were drawn into the Dreamcast VMU or the second screen plays for apps or smartphones. That said, while remote play is no longer selling to the selling point, it's definitely possible. Some really exciting applications to come in the form of dragging icons under the physical buttons of the controller are revamping the functionalities in that way. The controller has a camera of its own, but possibly no speakers. It does not have a headphone jack. The controller has a gyrospeed and accelerator meter, bringing it on par with the motion functionality of the PS Vita and DualShock 4 or Nintendo's own 3DS and Wii U gamepad. The touchscreen is captivating, not the resistive kind that was used on the DS, 3DS, or the Wii U. The controller is an independent unit which specs on the par with a mid-tier smartphone, and it has a micro SD functionality. The screen is on controller of 1080p. The controller's battery life is unknown since it is hardwired to the console with that developer kit. Might want to read into that a little bit more. I don't know. Gotta read that sentence carefully, guys, ladies and gentlemen. The controller seems to be it. According to the developers, that there is no NX handle. It seems to be a gangling myth. The NX controller does not seem to be getting many independent games of its own, though it can be second screens, small apps, small mini games. And it goes in quotation marks again. The leaks controllers are the most controversial element to the oval shapes that touch only the controllers that are false. The NX controllers seem to be a rectangular shape, and it has a physical D-pad, physical shoulders and triggers, physical fake buttons, and two blown. That's the one I just read not so long ago. So, what is it? Admittedly, all of these sounds too good to be true. If these rumors are true, then the Nintendo NX is a traditional console game, more powerful than the PS4, with a more normal controller without much of its way of gimmicks, but some unique functionality, a la the DualShock 4 of the PS4, with easy intercompatibility with the Xbox One and the PS4 for porting purposes, 8 GB, aka gigabytes, and GDDR5 RAM and 1 TB of storage space using discs, not cartridges. Set it for a 2017 release, although the developer here did not acknowledge that it could be released as early as December 2016. That is, in other words, exactly the kind of thing that we have all been hoping for. The kind of system that we have wanted Nintendo to make for a very long time. If it is true, then theoretically, Nintendo should have no trouble getting tired of third parties on board. And we already know that the third parties seem to be extremely bullish around the NX. It's surprising to say bullshit, but I guess you want to keep it professional and clean, I guess, for family viewers, if there's any of them out there. In which case, they would have a very competitive console and a legitimately high chance to actually dominate the console gaming system scene entirely. Because, honestly, a powerful Nintendo console that can play all third-party games as well as Nintendo's own first-party games and doesn't have much in the way of exclusionary gimmicks. That's basically what fans have been asking for a very long time now. Although now it remains to be seen as the rumors indeed to be true, while it does not say anything about anything too unbelievable, recent occurrences have shown us that the leaks and rumors, no matter how true they might seem, can be false. However, this could be true as well. We have no way to tell so it is best to take this information with a grain of salt. Whatever the NX is, we are not sure. We're not too far from finding it out officially because Nintendo is expected to reveal it sometime this year. Until then, we'll just hope for what was described here is basically is. And then there's a little tag video that says Nintendo NX, its controller, specs, NX versus PS4. And let me get my drink, because that was a huge ass fucking article I wrote. Thank God I didn't read the other two. Those two would have taken fucking hours on them. Excuse me. It's a little bit more. Hold on. Anyways, overall thoughts, views, and opinions. Yeah, just like the article session reviewing standpoint thing there said, you gotta take a lot of this information with a grain of salt. We're not sure if this is gonna be officially confirmation of what Nintendo's gonna be bringing to consumers and the fanboys and fangirls out there to the table when they buy this fucking console. And I'm hoping to God this is true. But if it's false, you know what? Once again, don't have your hopes and dreams crushed into a million pieces, because if you do, I'm just gonna warn you right now, I should have told you so, but I fucking told you so, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I know my younger viewers especially, I know most of you are gonna ask your parents to buy the NX for you. Yeah, you're in a hot situation there. Because I remember back in the day when I had to do that, they rarely ever got anything for me at that time. Rarely. I think the last one they gave me was probably like, at that time, it was like PS3 and Wii U at that time. And I was real lucky as fuck to get it. But other than that, I think there were used versions, unfortunately. None of them were new. Because it's like I was. Sometimes they were kind of like cheap bastards too, just like I was. But anyways, excluding that, number one, he got into the whole X83 thing. I know another YouTuber talked about that. I think his name was Red Tech Gaming. So shout out to him, Red Tech Game Review. He actually talked about it first way before I did, about 3 days ago. And this is the exact same person. I'm not sure if that's the exact same person or not, but they're the same people that actually got a lot of Nintendo leaks that Game Freak was talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Take that with a grain of salt as well. So this is the same person that was reading it on this like the subreddit basis, because I remember that's what they're talking about in the video as well. This should be we got to be in for some really huge ass fucking surprise. To be totally fucking honest with you people, it has to be the fucking legit thing. And if not, it is what it is. You know what? Don't believe everything you see, hear, or do, because you know the whole see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. It might go 50-50 on this thing. I don't know. It might involve in the same terms with this fucking story. Who knows? And that's pretty much it. Whatever Nintendo's gonna hold for us in the not too distant future, we should just be thankful as all fucking hell that there's still a really cool ass fucking company that they're making these consistently video game consoles for us every 7 years. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Links to the description box down below, invitation outside, and I'm done here. Oh, and if I didn't show you before, I'll show it to you again. I just started eating these again, these really cool ass dill pickle sliders. Really nice shit. Peace out once again, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters. We'll see when I see you guys. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't take the reckless. Keep it calm, keep it cool, be chill, good luck out there. And until then, guys, peace out, ladies, goodbye. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon, brand new videos on channels every single day. Stay in the grind, stay healthy, be easy, be you, do it yourself. Peace out, man. It's Architech. I'm gone, getting out of here. Stay tuned, more future guys' channels, more updates, like I just said before. Talk to you guys soon. Take it easy, stay safe. I'm out of here, and see you guys next time. All this information, once again, don't be fooled by anything you hear. Peace and goodbye.